Hi guys, this is Haley. Today I'm going to show you how to create a clean makeup look for acne or acne prone skin. We have Eve here and she's my follower and she has acne scars and acne prone skin. So I'm going to show you how to cover this without using foundation and also how to create a cleaner makeup look.
So my struggle when putting on makeup is that it's hard for me to cover acne scars around my cheek area but also maintain that non-cakey look around other area of my face. So if I wanted to cover up my acne, that means that I would have to cover up everything, and oftentimes that is too much makeup or too cakey for my liking.
So I'm going to focus on creating more natural look while still covering acne or acne scars today. So first we are going to start with skincare. If you have acne or acne prone skin, you might have a lot of oily area on your face, so you tend to put less product when doing your makeup, but that's going to make your makeup cakey and separating. So skincare is really important and you have to make sure your skin is hydrated enough so that your makeup can stick to your face really well. So first we are going to start with toner, and the toner I'm using is this Haruharu Wonder Black Rice Hyaluronic Toner. This is just a normal basic toner that you can just use every day. So I'm just going to soak this with a cotton pad, and it's really important to be gentle because you already have this acne here on your cheeks, so you don't want to irritate the area with rubbing or being harsh on your face. So I just finished the toner and now I'm moving on to this sheet mask. I think this is a extra step if you have more time in the morning or if you want your skin look glowy and your face makeup looking perfect and even staying all day. So I use this whenever I have special event or if I want my makeup look perfect. So this is BT Cosmetics Cica Daily Soothing Mask. It's just simple everyday mask that you can use every day. It has calming and soothing ingredients like Cica or Centellar Cica, so it's perfect for acne or acne prone skin. So I just put the sheet mask on. So I'm going to wait for 5 or 10 minutes to make sure that this serum absorbs into her skin. Also, instead of doing sheet mask all over your face, you can also do toner pad that you can put on the cheek area. But I feel this way you can calm down your skin temperature altogether, because if you have acne prone skin, you have a lot of heat on your face, so it's better to cool down your skin temperature with sheet mask or anything that makes your skin calm and cool. So 5 minutes has passed. We are going to take off this mask. Now I can feel her skin is very hydrating and I could feel a little bit plumpness. And if you feel you need more hydration on your skin, you can use this type of hyaluronic acid serum. This is Torriden hyaluronic acid serum. I use this before I'm wearing makeup. This is pretty lightweight serum that's very fluid, liquidy, but it doesn't have any nourishing or any oily ingredients, so it just gives you hydration. So I'm going to put a little bit of this on her face. Now I'm moving on to cream. For cream, I'm going to use very lightweight water gel-like cream. So this is Belif the True Cream Aqua Balm. And as you can see, it's very gel-like, light gel cream. And I'm going to use a little bit of cream, not too much, because if you use a lot of product, it's going to be patchy. And this is exact routine I do before I'm wearing makeup in the morning. So I just put the cream on her and then her skin looks very glowy. So this is how to do your skin prep even if you have acne or acne prone skin. You might think that there's too much product or too many steps, but I believe that this will work better when you put your makeup on. So instead of doing makeup right away, I'm going to wait for a few minutes to let it absorb into her skin. Otherwise it's gonna look patchy and your makeup is not gonna blend it that much because your face is pretty hydrated enough. So you need to make sure your skin absorbs all the skincare you put before applying makeup. So we are gonna wait for a few minutes. So now I'm going to start makeup, and for makeup I'm going to start off with corrector as always. This is Bobbi Brown Color Corrector Stick in Light Bisque, and she has a little bit of under eye dark circles. You can see it looks a little bit dark but not too dark, so you can see a little bit of brownish along this line. So we are going to cover or correct them with color corrector. So I'm going to use this color corrector, then I'm going to apply this, and you can see a little bit of under eye dark circle, so I'm just going to follow that line. And do not go over too close to your waterlines. It's gonna make your eyes look smaller. So right under the eyes area, it's gonna make your eyes bigger. Blend a little bit with this cushion pop, or you can also use these fingers. And you can see this part looks brighter, so I'm going to do the same on the other side. And also I feel like her crease, like eyelids area, looks a little bit yellowish and darker, so I'm going to cover them with color corrector as well. And it's gonna make your eyeshadow color and all like eye makeup look better, and you can see the pigment better when your eyes are clean and brighter. And also I'm going to put a little bit around her lip area because it looks a little bit dark compared to other part of her face. And as you can see, I'm just putting really thin layer. Okay, now I just apply color corrector around her eye areas and around her lips. So now we are moving on to concealer. First, I'm going to apply concealer under her eye areas and a little bit on the center of her face as a base, because I don't think the shade that matches the center on her face and this side of her face is not the same. So I'm just going to find the perfect match around her eye area first. And this is HAUS concealer in the shade light medium neutral. So I'm going to put a little bit of concealer, and if you have large pores on your nose, you can just push a little bit. And also I'm putting a little bit around her lips, because if your lip area is not that bright or clean, your makeup is not gonna look finished. Because we are not using a foundation all over the face, I want to focus more on the area where it's a little bit darker than the rest of her face. So I just applied this HAUS concealer, and I've tried to focus more on the center of her face, and I didn't go all over the side of her face because we are going to use different type of concealer and different shades. And as you can see, it looks a little bit brighter and redness disappear with this concealer, but it still looks very natural because the forehead part is just bare skin. I didn't put anything on. So this is how you are going to put concealer when you don't use any foundation. So now moving on to cover these acne and acne scars with concealer. And for concealer, I'm going to use this cream concealer palette, and I'm going to use some of the shade that matches her skin tone. And the reason why I use this cream concealer is because it has more coverage than liquid one, and also it sets better because it's creamier, so it sets better and blend well on your skin. So I found that this type of cream concealer is best to do spot concealing. So I'm using this MOOL concealer palette, and I'm going to take the like second shade because I found that this could be her perfect match. And I'm using a little bit bigger brush than I use for corrector because this area is a bit red, so I want to cover widely. So I'm going to use a little bit big brush, and then I'm going to just blend on the back of my hands to make sure I get really thin layer of the product. And now I'm going to press the brush a little bit, and this way the concealer will stick to your skin better instead of like rubbing it. So I'm just trying to do like dabbing motion instead of like rubbing motion. So I just put one layer of this cream concealer, and I'm going to do spot concealing. For spot concealing, I'm going to use this small brush and using the same shade. And for spot concealing, it's best to use this type of small flat brush because you don't want to use too much of product. You just want to focus on the area you want to cover. So I'm using this small brush, and I can see this is really obvious. So I'm going to cover it, and instead of like blending right away, I'm going to leave like this, and then like focus on more acne scars that's very obvious and looks red. I'm just going to cover them. So I just finished spot concealing. I didn't go all over her scars or acne to cover them perfectly. I just focus on like very obvious scars or acne so that you can see there is less redness, and also it looks a little bit more even. But since I didn't blend the edges yet, there's a little bit line here and there, but I'm just gonna leave it for like a few minutes to let it set. Then it's going to last longer, and also it's gonna increase more coverage. So we are gonna wait for a few minutes. So the concealer now is set, so I'm going to blend the edges, and I'm not going to blend harshly. I'm touching the surface area so that you can still leave the center part. So I'm just going to blend the edges. Also, I'm covering this one too. Then just blend the edges. So I just finished covering acne and acne scar this side of her face, and you can see it looks very even, and you can see there's no redness anymore here, and all that scars and acne that disappear. So this is how to cover your acne and acne scars with concealer. And I didn't try to make it perfect because otherwise it's gonna make the look more cakey and unnatural. So we are focusing on making it more natural. So this is after covering her acne and acne scars with concealer. I did the same on the other side. So this is like complete face makeup look. You can see everything covered, and this part of her face still like bare face, so it looks more natural. Just because you have acne on your cheek, it doesn't mean that you have to use high coverage foundation all over your face. You can focus on the area you want to cover with like high coverage concealer, and then the rest will be bare face or a little bit of concealer. Then that's how you make your look more natural. So I'm just going to do the other makeup and then going back to this part and set with the powder. And before moving on to eye makeup, I'm going to set a little bit with powder, because before you put the cream products, it's better to mattify the area. So I'm using this LANEIGE Neo powder, and this is very fine pigment powder, so I really love this product. And I'm just going to lightly on her eyes and her brows. So Eve has more warm undertone, so I'm going to use this warm undertone palette from Makeup by Mario. You can see it looks like a brown, warm brown shade, so I'm going to use this second color as a base. It's more like olive brown shade. And then I'm going to put the same shade along her lash lines. I didn't want to go too warm makeup, so I'm switching to this neutral palette from the same brand, same product, but different colors. So this is neutral palette from Makeup by Mario. So I'm going to use this a little bit neutral brown shade like here, and I'm focused more on this eyelid area to deepen the look. And then just going to blend everything together. And to blend more naturally, I'm also taking this more neutral shade again, and then going to apply on top of the brown eyeshadow. And to look more natural, I'm using this light brown shade that I use, and then connecting all together. And using the same shade, I'm going to put along her lower lash line. So we just curl her lashes and put the mascara primer on. So I'm going to make her lower lashes more open using this wood fire stick technique. This is what Korean makeup artists use. So you just put the fire on the wooden stick until it's hot enough, and then you just press a little bit. At the end of her lashes goes a little bit downwards, so I want to make sure to make it more lifted. So I just lift it up. After doing this wooden stick techniques, and you can see the eyes look more wider and more like open, while these lashes under like bottom lashes looks just straight. So this is the way that you make your eye like bigger and more like wide with just lash techniques. So I'm going to do the other side. So now I'm going to draw like eyeliner, because it's like clean girl makeup look. I'm not going to draw very thick lines because we want to keep it natural and minimal. So if you see her eyes are more downwards. If I just follow her natural eye shape, it's gonna down like all the way down. So instead of like follow her natural lines, I'm just going to try to go more like straight or a little bit upward to make sure her eyes look more lifted. And before drawing the lines, I always use like a guideline. So I'm using the dark brown shade and using this small brush. And when you look straight, you can see your eye shape, and then you can just follow the lines, like mapping where you want to put your liner. And then if you make a mistake, you can just remove it concealer easily. So I like doing this whenever I draw my eyeliner. And then I'm just going to connect a little bit at the end of her eyes. And I just finished drawing the line here. You can see these eyes. This side looks more like a downward, and this side looks more lifted. So you can see the difference, and her eyes looks more like bigger and more lifted. So this is how to draw your eye lines when your eyes are more like downwards. So I'm going to do the same on the other side. So I just finished doing eyeliner with brown eyeshadow. I was gonna put the like eyeliner pencil to make the lines more obvious, but I feel like this is enough for clean girl makeup look, because if I draw like eyeliner or anything very obvious line, it's gonna make the look more unnatural. So I'm just gonna leave this eyeshadow or eyeliner like this, and moving on to mascara. And for mascara, I'm using this CLIO Kid Lash mascara. So I just put the mascara on her upper lashes, but I skip on the lower lashes because I found that if I put the lashes on the bottom lashes, it accentuates her droppy eye shade because the attention goes on the lower lashes. So it's better to just apply only like upper lashes, and then your eyes is gonna look more lifted. So this is how to put mascara when you have downward eye shape. And I feel like the end of the lashes keep falling like down, so I'm just gonna do a bit more of that wooden stick technique. So now we are moving on to eyebrows. She already has defined eyebrow shape, so I don't think I need to like shape or anything to define her eyebrow shape. So I'm just gonna fill in them with an eyebrow powder, and first I'm just gonna brush them. And for eyebrow powder, I'm using this Anastasia brow powder in ash brown. She has black hair color, so this shade will be perfect to match with her hair color. I'm just going to like filling them, and I'm doing really light hand to make sure the brows are really natural. So I just fill the brows with the brow powder, and I'm using this very natural looking brown eyebrow pencil, and it just draws like a stroke on your brows. So I'm using this to just filling any like sparse area on her brows. So I just finished brows. So we have contour, blush, lips left. And for contour, I'm going to use this contour stick from Fenty Beauty. The reason why I use this cream product first is because if you have acne or acne prone skin, your skin has some like texture. So if you put the powder product right on top, it's more likely to be patchy. So it is better to go for cream product first. And if you need to like mattify the area, if you put powder product, you can go very, very light. But most of products I'll be using for contour, blush, and everything highlighter will be the cream formula. So I'm going to use this cream stick first. Instead of like drawing the straight lines, I'm just gonna use this buffing brush to like apply the product. It's gonna create more natural look because this product gives you more even coverage and it's not gonna look patchy. So I just try to like apply evenly on the brush and tap a little on the back of my hand. And then her face shape, I would say she has more like a round face, or this area looks a little bit longer than this part of her face. So I'm just focusing more on the like forehead part. So I'm starting from here, her hairline, and then blending a little bit inward. Because we apply concealer here, so we are going to go really light hand. And for the nose, I'm using like smaller brush, and take the brush again and go really light hand to make sure it looks very natural. So this is before and after. You can see it looks more like sculpted but still very natural. So just keep blending like this, a little bit, keep it bold. So I finished the contour and I'm moving on to blush. So for blush, I'm going to use this HAUS Lab stick brush, Glassy Hibiscus, and this one is very neutral, soft pink shade. So this will create more cleaner blush looks. So I'm going to apply this more on like center area instead of like here. So I'm trying to like avoid this area where I put the concealer on, and I'm just using my fingers. So I just finished applying blush, and I feel like if I put too much blush on her cheek, it's gonna like accentuate her texture a little bit here. So I try to go really minimal, so that's why it doesn't look very obvious. So I just try to keep it very natural. So now I'm moving on to lips. For lips, I feel like for this type of look, instead of too pinkish tone like her natural lip color, it's better to go more like a muted soft pink shade will be better. So I'm going to put a little bit of concealer a little bit around her lips. I'm using Cushion Puff to cover her natural lip color. For lip liner, I'm going to use this Rose Lip shade in Band. This shade is more like nude peach shade. So since her like lip color is too pink to match with the eye color, to make it more softer, I'm going to use this more nude peachy shade. And first I'm just going to like follow the lines. And now I'm just also applying on the center of her lips to like make it as a base. So I just put the nude lip liner, and now I'm putting this lip gloss from Also Rose. This is Peptide Lip Tint. The shade is Ribbon, and it has really light pink shade, so it's gonna add more color on her lips. And I'm focusing more on the center. So to finish everything off, I'm going to put this powder on the area where we put concealer. It's gonna make the concealer last longer and also remove any excess shine on her face. So I'm using this new blurring powder again and using the same small brush. So I'm going to put the powder really lightly and then gently tap, and also maybe a little bit on her nose area, forehead, and around her nose. So this is a final look, and you can see it looks very natural, and I didn't go too much on contour, blush, and I even skipped the highlighter because I see that her skin looks already glowy with enough skin prep, so I feel like we don't need to put anything like shimmer or any highlighter, just makeup to make it more glowy. And as you can see, her acne and acne scars cover in really natural way because I put a bit of blush here, so it got removed a little bit compared to when I first applied the concealer, but we are here to make it more natural, so I didn't put another concealer layer again to cover them perfectly. And if you see the other side, you can still see a little bit of the blush here. So this is how to do clean girl makeup look for acne and acne prone skin. How do you feel about the look?
It's very natural and it's not too cakey.
And
then I still feel like this is, I can see my
your natural skin.
Yeah. And I usually put too heavy of a blush or like too heavy or too pinky lip. So it just looks too unnatural when I do it, but I really like the muted lip. Yeah. And this one is not too, like the blush is not too like overempowering too.
So this is how I did clean girl makeup look for acne and acne prone skin. I hope you guys find it very helpful. I didn't use any foundation. I show you how to cover them with using only concealers, and you think like I put a lot of concealer on, but I didn't go anything on her forehead area. I tried to focus more on the cheek area where she has a lot of scars and a little bit of texture in it. And also I tried to like go really light hand. I didn't like buffing or do anything that irritate her skin, otherwise it's gonna inflame more and it's gonna red. So I try to go really gentle whenever I put anything on her face, whether it's a skincare and makeup on. So yeah, I hope you guys find it very helpful. If you have any other questions about doing makeup for acne or acne prone skin or any type of skin issues, please let me know in the comment down below. So thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next one. Bye.